So I mentioned this a few videos ago, but last year I was interested in language programming, and so I read this amazing book, Crafting Interpreters by Robert Nystrom, and it's a great crash course for language design. It teaches you how to make an abstract syntax tree, and then a stack-based virtual machine. And of course I wanted to take it further, and so I started working on this register-based virtual machine right here. And it was my first attempt, and lately I've been streaming myself trying to extend it, work a higher level language into it. And I just got sick of all the cruft. It was my first time writing it, and there were a lot of assumptions that I made that I'm not quite comfortable with today. And so, what spurred all of this is that recently I got interested in language design again, and so I've been streaming myself working on this file. It's in a repo that I'll link in the description. But it's a higher level C-like language that I've been slowly adding on to, and I think in day 5 we got the Fibonacci sequence working. Like, here is an example of the code. It's C-like. We make a lot of assumptions. We can only handle for loops for now, and minimal conditional statements like this. And we send it through a tokenizer. We parse the text, we extract tokens from it, and we then send it through an abstract syntax tree generation. So if I go to the expression statement, we'll find it right here. And here's where I generate the abstract syntax tree. We have all these, I mean, you can read more about this in the book, or you can watch my streams, but you have an order of precedences, and you recursively go down through all these functions, matching tokens, and figuring out what kind of operation that it is, and then returning an expression to this big array that represents an abstract syntax tree. And then we can take that abstract syntax tree and then generate bytecode for it, like this. This is, of course, I formatted it, but this is the output for that Fibonacci number. And I was originally testing it by plugging it into the virtual machine directly. And I think you can find it, yeah, right down here. Yeah, this is the for loop. This is the Fibonacci sequence, and it works. I was just copying and pasting it into the virtual machine. But I just got tired of all the cruft on the virtual machine. So today I streamed myself, this was day 6, I streamed myself making a very minimal, brittle virtual machine that it's way more verbose, it suits my needs a bit better, I can reason about it a bit more. Of course, we're going to need to fix it up. This was just a very minimal first pass to get something working to demonstrate the entire end-to-end pipeline. And there's a lot more work to be done. But that's just what I've been doing for the past, not 2 weeks, I mean, I guess 1 week. I slung my resume around to a bunch of places a month ago just to see what would happen. Of course, I'm totally dedicated to making the game that I want to make, but I figured, like, well, it can't hurt slinging my resume around. And so I actually started getting a bunch of interviews lately, and like Recurse Center and Spell Collectivet, and there was an interview with Epic Games, and they want to interview me for a language programming position. So that's what spurred all this work lately. Like, oh man, that'd be cool. I should jump back into remembering how language design works. And so I've been streaming myself doing it. How far will I take it? I don't know. I would like to rebuild a basic virtual machine because it will be a hidden system in the game that I make eventually. Who's to say how long it will take? I don't know. There's a lot more stuff I need to do. I also want to work more on my website. Last week I hosted a really, really horrible website that, I just linked my YouTube, you can see like the WebAssembly port of my engine in there. It's, I need to compile it to show you the actual physics in progress. We don't parse the TTF file or rasterize it yet. But you can drag the stuff around and see all the collisions from the SAT and the OBB versus circle routines that I wrote. And aside from that, there's a link to my GitHub. So what I'm interested in now is making a more interesting web page so I can project more visibility for all the work I've been doing, because right now it's really invisible and locked behind some weird WASM port. So there's a lot of work I want to do on that, and there's a lot of programming language stuff I want to do. How do I juggle it? I have no idea. I'm stretched in many, many ways. I'm going to be moving back across the country at the end of this month to New York for Recurse Center. So I won't have as much time to upload since I'll be driving so much. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in my life right now. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I just figured I would like to stream some language development for a bit. So this is just an announcement stream. Like, if you've ever been interested in learning how to make a programming language, you can read Crafting Interpreters, figure it out yourself. You could reference these streams. They are quite long, quite verbose. I think I can show you. I did a 4-hour stream like 2 days ago, and that was truly grueling. But you don't need to watch the whole thing, just to get a basic idea of one way you can approach language design, because I go through, how to make the parser, how to make the abstract syntax tree, an optional way to parse it, how to do statements and expressions and conditionals and looping, and then how to break it down into an assembly-like code. So there's a lot of stuff in here. It's a series that I would have liked to see when I was first learning about this stuff a year ago. So if you've been interested, then it's just a resource that I've created for you if you're interested. But again, it's very verbose, very long. You don't even need to watch it if you've been interested in language design. It's all in C. Um, there's a lot of bugs that I've written into it, and we're going to need to fix those over time. But I feel like it's a decent introduction, at least, if you want to learn about this kind of stuff. But that's it. I was just making this video to highlight, like, hey, I've been streaming lately if you want to see those. Otherwise, it's probably going to be a while before I post again. I'll be doing a lot of web development, and eventually I do want to get back to my engine, because that's the main focus of my life right now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again later. Bye-bye.